Karen Hoyt, and I'm a patient advocate at ihelpc.com. I'm the author of the CLD review article, The Patient Perspective with Telemedicine. The CLD is an official digital learning pathway of the AASLD. This article was co-authored with Andrew Reynolds, a patient advocate and HCV and HIV wellness manager. We reviewed the most recent literature regarding telemedicine in patient care as it relates to hepatology. When reading the article, you'll see slides regarding the top 4 benefits of telemedicine and also leading areas of patient satisfaction. As patients and patient advocates, Ryan and I truly, fully understand the desire for people with liver disease to have a personal connection with their trusted health provider. Every medical team provides a combination of rapport, knowledge, and patient-centered familiarity and comfort with each visit. It's not surprising that when the alarm was raised during the COVID-19 pandemic, the patient community faced a lot of fear and anxiety. Advanced liver disease patients, pre- and post-transplant recipients, those on medications, and those that required routine labs, and also those awaiting or needing medical procedures had a heightened sense of fear as medical facilities adapted to new systems of care. We did a review of the literature about telemedicine before COVID-19 pandemic that included a pre-pandemic cross-sectional study showing that over 1 million patient visits, 86% chose in person versus a 14% telemedicine patient visit scheduled, and only 7% of those actually logging in for the appointment. When the lockdown began, Google search engine saw the keyword telemedicine surge nationwide. Patients wanted to see their familiar clinician or surgeon, and we discussed the disruption that the pandemic caused in the medical care setting as patients strove to understand and to endure the hardships of connecting with their provider. We also covered what happened in the clinical, surgical, and hospital setting from the medical provider's viewpoint as they weighed the pros and cons of telehepatology, or telemedicine for advanced liver disease. They streamlined their practice's workflow to improve care and pivoted on demand to provide for patients in both rural and urban settings. We identified areas that contributed to patient satisfaction with telemedicine and provide visuals showing that there was indeed many areas where patients were highly satisfied. Some of those areas are seeing their doctor's familiar face, reinforcing that element of psychological safety and trust that comes with familiarity. We also highlighted benefits of telemedicine with a chart that identified items including face-to-face video conferencing, online health records, easy access to refills, and others. Other literature reviewed in this article were regarding lessons learned about telemedicine from vulnerable populations, including those with sensitive topics, such as addictions or stigma-related concerns. Also discussed were ensuring that underrepresented minorities and uninsured populations had continued access to inclusive care and were not left behind. Fortunately, our review of data showed that many patients were highly satisfied with telemedicine, and even when restrictions were lifted, 31% of all patients surveyed said their last visit was virtual. With the changing landscape of healthcare, it's important to discuss how medical practices focus on such items as easing payment concerns, scheduling pre-appointment conversations with office staff, and ensuring that every patient has the ease of access to technologies. Altogether, this article proved that telemedicine can offer personalized care that fulfills the patient's need for physical safety and trust while avoiding the risk of exposure to any type of illness, including COVID-19. Thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoy the article.